Woke up. Wake you up. Wake that ass up.
Program your alarm to Power 105.1 on iHeartRadio.
Good morning, USA.
Yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Wake that ass up.
It's Monday. I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Happy to be here. Another day to serve our beautiful listeners. Now, today is President's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't know what that means. I just know it's a day off.
I know.
So,
and we're not even really here.
We not. That's why I said it's a day off.
No, you said you happy to be here.
I did?
Yeah.
You lying again. Let me tell you something about Jess. She be lying, man, and we gonna find out this week why she be lying so much. All right, listen, on today's show, we have Shyne joining us. Jess
That's
Hilarious.
what's up. Shibbity wobbity bibbity whoa.
Yes, he will be here to talk about his new tour that he's going on. Plus, he's putting out new music. And Raheem DeVaugh will be joining us as well. He's got a new album out.
It's called Quiet Storm Lover Tonum
Which means Volume 1. So he'll be here to talk to us about that this morning, man. So, hey, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Thank you for joining us.
This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Everything with me is blessed.
Call up next. 800-585-1051.
Not just me. I'm what the culture feeling.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, MV.
What's up, brother? What's your name?
Morning. DeVaugh from Jersey.
What's up, brother? Get it off your chest.
Because I had a question for you. I have a 1-year-old, and he loves Mickey. Do they have a Disney store in American Dream?
Now, I don't know every store in American Dream. I'm sure they got a store in there that sell Mickey. They got a Toys R Us in there, so I'm sure you could pass through there and check out the Toys R Us. But I don't know every store in American Dream now, bro.
Okay, because I'm going to check it out
Google?
maybe this weekend. What happened?
What's wrong with your Google?
They got Nickelodeon, they got water parks, but I definitely know they got a Toys R Us. You can check out their Toys R Us, bro.
I bet. Charlamagne, what's going on?
What's up, my
Yes,
brother?
What's up?
What's up, baby? How you doing?
Morning. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good day, all right?
You too.
Absolutely, you too.
They said American Dream Mall got a store called Box Lunch in Maniso that sell Disney stuff.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, you can definitely check them out there. And Jess will be there in a couple of weeks. You said 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
No full set?
Nope.
Okay.
It's for the grand opening.
Hello, who's this?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, baby.
How are you?
This is Edward Spots from New Orleans.
What's up, brother? Get it off your chest.
All right, I just want to say I want more people to start celebrating Black History Month. I feel like lately people have not been celebrating it as much, and I just need people to have more morale about it. Daily.
Who is people? Because everywhere I go, they celebrating it. Jess Hilarious in here with a Harriet Tubman sweatshirt. I got on actively black, red, black, and green. I even got on my red, black, and green Apple Watch.
Yeah, and I'm doing an event this weekend, so people
I
are
know
doing
that's
things.
right. When I say people, I mean more white people. More white people in PWI spaces.
Lord.
Like
We
institutions.
can't expect
Why are we
anybody to
expecting
celebrate
that?
us. We got to
Yeah.
celebrate ourselves,
You
bro.
think white people look around and be like, my golly, on St. Patrick's Day, there's no black people in here. Where are the black people in here? Like, my God. You think Mexicans sit around on Cinco de Mayo and be like, my God, there's no black people in here.
Exactly.
Like, no. Like, black
They
people are
should.
for us.
I just want to say I do love this show, and I love everything y'all do for the black community. And Jess Hilarious, Loren LoRosa, Charlamagne, Envy, y'all really do inspire a lot of black people. And so I'm just honored to be on this show right now and talking to y'all. Shout out from New Orleans, and I have an event at Toulouse Theater on
What you
Edward
doing?
Spots.
Well, how do you get tickets and all that?
You can go online. You can follow me on Edward Spots, S-P-O-T-S. It's a white last name, S-P-O-T-S. First name, Edward. And the event is at Toulouse Theater on the... I'm hoping to have my guy Larry Morrow and Big Frida be there. So I hope y'all
Larry.
make it.
I love Larry, man.
All right,
What y'all doing, though? Like, what is it, like a dance or...
All right, so Bia, she's kind of like an exotic performer,
Okay.
and we're single girls, and it's about empowering women to like make guys get on their knees and bark like they want it. And so it's a event to promote individuality. It's an event to promote femininity, and it's an event to like just have a good time about people being single and still celebrating love.
So it's
Gotcha.
an
I
event for single
definitely
women.
recommend to come.
That sounds dope, man.
All right, man.
Give me the information one more time.
Can guys
like
come?
you
Because
want
I'm
it.
sure guys will be looking for some
Yeah,
single women.
guys can come. Actually, guys can come if they agree to wear a leash for free. They
Yeah,
have a
if
girl
they're going to get on their knees
walk
and
them
bark
in.
for it. That's what he just said.
That sounds like a
Yeah,
decision.
so guys can get in free if
Yep.
you wear a leash with a girl.
That sounds like a Decisions live show. That sounds like Mandy and
Definitely
Weezy hosting that.
You can also pay to go. You don't have to do any of that. You can just pay to go and show up and have a good time.
Will you have a leash on, sir, since you're a guy?
Hell no. No. It's not really my thing. But I totally support it, and I'm all about it.
What you
And I'll be
should do
hosting it.
is
My name is
have...
Edward Spots, again.
All right, Edward, what you should do is have the white guys show up with the leashes. Don't have no black person showing up, no black man showing up with no leashes on
that's right. Honestly, right?
Black
Because it's Black History Month.
Yeah.
But I just have to say, I really do love y'all, and I listen to y'all every morning, and y'all really inspire me and to be better and do better. And we need y'all in this community, so please keep going and keep this show alive.
Thank you,
About to
Edward.
laugh, Shyne.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake up, wake up. Wake your ass.
This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on the Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hello?
Hey, what's your name, bro?
Oh, it's Will calling from Jersey.
Will from Jersey.
Just briefly, I just want to highlight the fact that it's like we're going through now, and I don't know if you guys know what a Rorschach test is when, the doctor gives you a picture of something and you give your interpretation of it, and then it is what you see. But now, in real life, it's like certain things that used to be cut and dry. You see a square, it's a square. You see a circle, it's a circle. There's no argument about that. But we're in the point of the country now that we can look at the same exact thing and something is cut and dry as murder and justify it or look at it totally different. You have people that can look at what happened in Minnesota. To most people, it was like, okay, that was wrong. But then there's other people that can look at that same exact situation and justify it. And then some of those same people will look at what happened on January 6th, where most people will look at it like, nope, that was wrong what those people did. And there's other people that will justify it. And so if we're at a point in this country where we can't look at things that are basically absolute and not have the same opinion on this is right and this is wrong, and we all see that with the same vision, we're in trouble. If we can't start at a baseline of what decency is and what right and wrong is, then everything else is totally off the table.
You're right. They treating murder the way men treat getting caught cheating. You know what I'm saying?
But you should be able to, there's things that you can justify your opinion with a fact that, Eddie Murphy had that joke, you going to believe me or your lying eyes.
Yeah.
Christy Nome can say whatever she wants to say. We know what we saw.
And that's what it should be about. Man, you are so accurate. That's exactly what it should be about. Right is right, and wrong is wrong. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, if we're saying you got these people out here that got a job to do, which are the ICE agents, okay, do their job. Do I want people impeding them doing their job? No. But I don't want them killing folks either.
No. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, we're talking about a call that called in yesterday during Get It Off Your Chest. She was a big stud, and she was mad that her girlfriend...
Well, I don't like how you said that.
Yeah,
don't disrespect the stud community like that. Talk about something. He was a big stud. How you know she was a big stud?
Like big stud energy.
What do you mean, like big, like notorious big, or like what kind of big you talking about?
Like big stud energy.
Oh, big energy.
Big energy.
Oh, okay, like
she was like, yeah,
big stud.
Like big D energy.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. She had big energy is what you're saying.
I would have said big dildo energy.
Damn, I like that. I like that. Big vibrator energy. I like that.
So she called.
Sound like somebody getting electrocuted when she pulled that thing out.
Damn.
Let's listen to the
Y'all
call.
might as well say.
Damn, that's you went too far.
She went too far.
See, oh my God. Now when I say,
you believe her. She always got to go too far.
Yeah. You play too much. All right. Let's listen to the call.
So I have a girlfriend that I've been with for 1.5 years. So we live together. We got a cat. Real lesbian.
Yes,
we got a cat. Real lesbian.
Yes. Okay. 3 cats in the house.
Talk to us.
So she's a nurse. She's telling me a few months ago she started getting close with some girl at work. The girl is her work wife. I tell her to nip it in the bud. She don't do it. Then I go through her phone on Christmas Day. I see her texting with the girl, and the girl's talking like, what you wearing? I can't wait to see you type shit. Today we had a big fight. She turned her location off and she left the crib. I tracked her through her AirPods, my dude.
Wow.
She at the shorty's house.
Yo.
Damn.
Crazy.
I pulled up to the crib. I said, come outside. She said, you in the wrong place. I'm not here. I knock on the front door.
I'm not here.
They told me they gonna call the cops, and I'm like, nah, y'all,
All right, so we're asking 800-585-1051. Do you mind if your significant other has a house? I said a house. A work wife, a work husband.
Now, I want the record to show.
What?
A normal show would have just said, do you mind if your significant other has a work wife or work husband. Actually, the stud lesbian aspect of it has nothing to do with any of this.
But that's where the conversation started from.
But that's where the conversation started from. Nothing to do with it.
Yeah, no, but that's where it
really
I like that call. I thought
and
the call was
an interesting story too.
It was an interesting story. But that's where the call came from. She said she doesn't want her wife to have her girlfriend to have that.
Yeah.
So let's start with you. Would you mind if Chris had a
work wife?
Yes.
I absolutely would mind. Like I don't think the label is going too far when you say wife and husband. Why you just can't have a work friend? You know what I'm saying? Or a coworker that you're really cool with. Like, why does it have to be? Why does the term have to be work wife, work husband? I don't think it's appropriate. I don't like it. Sometimes now, a lot of times it is platonic. You know what I mean? But a lot of times it's not.
Right.
So, and you never know.
I'm with you. Nah. Either we all friends or we not friends.
Yeah, like nah.
Charlamagne?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the term. Like Jess said, like you shouldn't be calling nobody else your husband. You shouldn't be calling nobody else your wife. You know, those are like sacred titles. You know what I mean? Those are titles that you earn, and you know you can't just be calling nobody your work husband, work wife. Like, and to me, it applies other connotations.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, why does that got to be your work husband or work wife?
You know what I mean? Nah, I don't like that.
I don't like
the term.
Now it's funny. Me and Envy do it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's my work husband, but that's as a joke.
Exactly. And then
y'all
wives know each other. You know, y'all wives know
he
y'all
play too much though.
Like
he play when we outside. When we outside of work, he's still playing. I don't want to play.
But that's because the streets know. The streets know you my work husband.
No.
The streets know you my work bottom. You're actually my work bottom bitch. That's the way I look at it.
What?
What?
Going too far.
See, going too far. Hello, who's this?
Peace, it's JR from Brooklyn.
JR from Brooklyn, what's up?
JR.
Talk to us, JR. What's your thoughts?
What's going on? My thoughts is ain't no work wives, ain't no work husbands, you know what I mean? Because, you know, as soon as she get a little attitude with me, she go to work, talk about, you know, oh, he not doing me right. Next thing you know, a shoulder to cry on become a meet the on. I ain't with that.
Right.
Damn.
You're right.
That's right.
And I ain't gonna front, man. Something happened on my algorithm one day where I clicked on one video and then I just went down a whole thing of videos where it's these girls talking about this is how you take care of your friend. And it's like girls giving guys and fellatio.
Oh, hell no.
Like, nah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, but just
you got to work from home. She can't work from home. She can't rock with me. Matter of fact, Amazon got to leave a package on the steps. Don't even ring the bell.
Damn.
Thank you, brother. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Nardo, man, got off from Georgia, man.
Nardo, what's up? Talk to us. What's your thoughts?
Hey, man, good morning to y'all, man. I listen to y'all every morning. I want to start that off.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I think these days now, being in a relationship, when you with a person and they're at a job site and they see this work for 9, 10, 12 hours out of the day, you know, they tend to go on lunch dates and, you know, that's going to happen. And I think, you know, you just got to either accept it or leave it because really that's what goes on.
You have a work wife, bro?
No, I drive trucks, brother. I just started my own business, Cooler Wooler Express, man.
Okay.
You got a work lot lizard?
Hey.
Do I have a no? Hey, most definitely don't.
It's that one rest stop on the route you be going. You got something in.
Yo, leave that man alone.
No.
He's a dope. Hello, who's this?
Dion.
Dion, what's up, brother? Talk to us. What's your thoughts?
Good morning. First of all, I love all of y'all. Everything y'all do, I think y'all are amazing.
Thank you,
brother.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
But another thing, I think the girl was insane for telling her girlfriend she got a work wife.
Yeah.
I think that you got to keep that to yourself. I've had plenty of work wives that didn't lead to nothing at all. But it ain't like I told my girl that. Like, I just kept it to me. We just getting coffee and doing stuff like that. We ain't doing nothing crazy.
No, that's the thing. That's the reason why I thought it wasn't crazy that she told her girlfriend that she had a work wife. What made it crazy is that you really effing with your work wife. Like y'all getting intimate, y'all flirting and dealing with each other. She went in the phone, saw messages, and she was cheating on her girlfriend with her work wife. That's where it went wrong. It got crazy.
That's a whole nother conversation. Work wife specifically. Hey, you don't say nothing. You can keep it to yourself. Cheating, you always on for that. I can't never vouch for that.
Now, Dion, answer the real way, right? Have you ever flirted with your work wife?
I mean, of course. That's why it's my work wife. But it ain't nothing happen.
No, but see, you shouldn't be flirting.
See?
You know your wife would not allow you to be flirting. Would you tell your wife you was flirting with your work wife?
Of course not.
Okay.
That's why you don't say nothing. See? That's why you don't say nothing.
No, you don't. Listen, my rule is you don't do nothing. You can't tell your wife about it.
That's right.
If you can't tell your wife about it, you know you ain't got no business doing it.
Now, if you're just joining us, this conversation actually came from a woman who called yesterday during Get It Off Your Chest. Let's listen to the call.
So I have a girlfriend that I've been with for a year and a half. So we live together. We got a cat. You know, real lesbian.
Yes, we got a cat, real lesbian.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. 3 cats in the house.
Talk to us.
So she's a nurse. She's telling me a few months ago she started getting close with some girl at work. The girl is her work wife. I tell her to nip it in the bud. She don't do it. Then I go through her phone on Christmas Day. I see her texting with the girl, and the girl's talking like, what you wearing? I can't wait to see you type shit. Today we had a big fight. She turned her location off and she left the crib. I tracked her through her AirPods, my dude.
Wow.
She at the shorty's house.
Yo.
Damn.
Crazy.
I pulled up to the crib. I said, come outside. She said, you in the wrong place. I'm not here. I knock on the front door.
I'm not
They
here.
told me they gonna call the cops, and I'm like, nah, y'all, you know?
So we're asking 800-585-1051. Do you mind if your significant other has a work husband or a work wife? Hello, who's this?
Hey, this Juicy.
Hey, Juicy.
She definitely somebody's work wife.
You fat?
Yeah, I got called plenty fat bitches before, so I guess you could say that. depending on who you look at it.
How tall are you?
Oh, my goodness.
Stop.
I'm 5'3".
How much you weigh?
200 pounds, but I'm juicy, so man, this boy vibes. Okay, answer the question.
Boy vibes.
Answer the question, Mom. I'm sorry, Juicy.
Are you somebody's work wife?
She is.
Oh, I'm somebody who's caught my work wife. Half y'all want to say, yeah. So my husband worked somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
We used to work together. I quit. So I found like some placement that didn't work out. So, you know, because I know how the work wife and stuff is. My husband don't drive. I was taking him to work. And at the same time, I was taking him to work. The work wife, she got a husband too. But I didn't know this at the time because she just started.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was leaving, I see her husband like mean mugging the mess out of my mind. So I wanted to be like, what's up? Why you looking at him like that? Because it was something that didn't sit right with me. So I made a mental note of it. So the next time I went, she wasn't with her husband. She was by herself. So she was looking at my car, I got real dark tits. So you can't see in there. I can see her. She can't see me. So she just looking ugly as hell at the car. So I'm like, damn, what's up? So,
hold on now. What kind of car do you have, first of all? What kind of car do you have?
It's big. It's a truck.
I'm riding good. It's a BMW. It's with tinted windows.
But is it small?
It's a 6. X6. That's a big one.
That's a big one?
I said she was like, she got in there.
It's a truck. It's a big truck. It's considered an SUV.
I'm just making sure.
It's a truck.
Go ahead, Mama.
Okay, got you.
He wanted to make sure it wasn't the 1 Series. Go ahead, go.
So, okay, so long story short, fast forward. The way she looked at me, I said, let me go through this phone because I go through the phone like maybe every 6 or 7 months, depending on how I feel. Like I just go through the phone. I normally don't be finding nothing, but so I go right to her. Is this the same? I called it the same day. Only thing I'm mad because I want to see how far I was gonna go because I feel like I stopped it. Because I crashed out lightweight because when I went through the phone and went through their messages, first it was like regular little work stuff. So then I started seeing emojis. He kind of corny, so I know that's his way of flirting. So but he don't talk a lot. So she gonna send a picture. She sent 3 pictures and they was like sexy pictures, but she weak. They was like some sexy pictures talking about some
ma'am, I need to tell you something that they don't tell you at dinner. Stop. Well, you're going too long. You've been. Could you get to the point, please? What are you doing?
I can't make a long story short.
Yeah, and you said you want to make a long story short, and you keep going.
Okay, so I tried to. She don't work there no more. I beat the shit out of him out his sleep because I told him to do this. The thing was, he tried to be sneaky and ain't tell me. Like, he ain't tell me, what I caught. If he would have been like, oh, man, now she biting back on what you told me to do. Only reason I told him to flirt with her so she can work for him and he don't have to so he can still be on the
I don't like any of this. You opened up the door. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't know why you opened up Pandora's box like that. I do not know why you did that.
That's her husband.
And
she sent something.
But you gonna beat him up for telling him to do something that you told him to do?
No,
he flirted. Then she said he went too far, and then you beat him up. What size was the girl?
I'm old enough to be her mama, and that's her thing. She like, ain't you 50, bitch? But if we stand next to each other, you would be trying to figure out who 50. Like she start. My thing is that he didn't tell me what she did. Like I expect everything that she did that she was going to do.
Okay.
But I had to go through the phone and find it. And he said he was lying about it. Said he like, no, like, what is you lying for?
I don't know. I don't, because you just as messy too. You caused a lot of this mess. You told that man to flirt with that woman, and there's no limit to flirting. Did you give him a limit?
Right, but he was supposed to tell. Yeah, the limit was like, if she bite back, you let me know. Like,
gotcha.
And then. But he didn't. And then when I asked him, like, I tried to wake him up. I tried to wake him up, but he tried to fake sleep when I had that phone in his face. Like, I ended up FaceTiming her.
Yo. Well, Mom,
it was a lot.
Juicy, have a great day, Juicy.
You are so messy, Juicy.
Yeah, so messy.
I mean, Juicy, you are so messy.
I'm glad I didn't tell y'all my real name, but yeah, okay. Hey, Jess.
Hey,
my brother did your nails when you was in Cleveland, so hey.
Oh, so that wasn't your real name. So you picked the song by Biggie Smalls on purpose.
Wow.
You're an idiot.
What?
She's an idiot.
Charlamagne, you at the cornball.
Matter of fact.
No, she didn't.
Well, ma'am, you know we have call IDs. The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. I don't know why I said that. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Loren LoRosa's here as well. And we got a special guest in the building. We have Shyne. Welcome, brother.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you feeling?
I am cold.
You cold? You used to this cold, man.
No.
Yes, you are.
I am Belizean. This is why when I was here the last time, I was talking about how much Belize is paradise. And this really underpins why Belize is paradise.
Forgot where you came from, Shyne? Did you forget them cold Brooklyn days and nights and waiting for the bus and taking the dollar van? Did you forget that?
This is beyond brick. Nothing.
Yeah, it is crazy, ain't it?
Nothing existed when I was in Brooklyn at this level.
Shyne,
did you never this cold in Brooklyn ever? It's never been 7 degrees.
Shyne, you went to school in snow, where now if it gets a little bit of snow, they cancel school.
Yeah, it was snowing, but I don't remember it being this brick. Or maybe there's a lot of trauma, so I've buried some of those memories, but I don't remember it being this cold.
Well, let's start off with saying congratulations. You're about to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Shyne album, and you also have the 25th anniversary world tour with New York being the first stop.
Yes,
That's right. The Shyne album came out September 26, 2000.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the year of the celebration. It was this September 26th that passed, right? But I was working out my work status here because the last time I was here as the leader of the opposition, if I recall. So I was here as a diplomat. But then I had to transition, as a worker, so I wasn't able to come earlier to start the tour. But, we sorted all of that out. And, so now we're going to perform and celebrate the album, which was a very special album to me, very special album to a lot of people throughout the United States and throughout the world. I was at the AFCA Awards in Los Angeles over the weekend. It's the African American Film Critics Award. And so Ryan Coogler, who obviously everybody knows who that is, broke the records for most Oscar nominations for Sinners. So he was getting a bunch of awards. And so when I saw him, he was like, yo, we grew up to your music. And he's from Oakland. But that just shows you the impact that the Shyne album had. And I never got a chance to really, even appreciate my career because that album came out September 26, 2000. And by March, I was in captivity. So like 5 months, right?
And that's, I would love for you to discuss, right? So of course, that album came out and it was a huge album, right? You had Bad Boys, that's Gangsta, Bonnie and Shyne. Those were the singles off that album.
Then you had songs like The Commission. Mm-hmm. You had songs like N-Word Gone. I would kind of change that chorus, but like Pharrell made that record. That's like one of my favorite records. When you hear me perform that at King's Theater on May 2nd, it's gonna be a movie. But there were some great records on the album.
My question is, you were huge back then, right? And you got locked up. You talked about it last time you were here, the amount of time you spent, and when you came out, you changed a lot, right?
Yeah.
You talked about your change, and you know, you go to Jerusalem, and you reading the Torah, and then you getting into politics, right? Yeah. And then you became the total opposite, in my opinion, of who you were as a young man, right? At one time, you were talking gangster-ish and shooting and blowing people's heads off. You talk about stories of you carrying guns, and I've heard stories about you in the Bad Boys office carrying guns and pulling out all types of 9s and Glocks and all types of stuff, right? And you changed, totally changed. You became a gentleman that was speaking positivity, trying to, instead of promote crime, you were against it. You were talking unity, trying to get kids off the streets. But the lyrics back then, 25 years ago, are still the lyrics 25 years ago. So as Shyne, the changed gentleman, how do you perform those records?
I think you got to listen to those lyrics. If you listen to Dear America, I'm only what you made me, young, black, crazy, please save me, I'm dying inside. Can't you see it in my eyes? Maybe if you would teach me how to do a craft or a trade, I'll come off the corner, stop serving at Yay, build schools instead of prison, I'll stop living the way that I'm living. That's poetry. That's me crying out for help. That applies today to the NBA young boys the same way it applied to Shyne back then. If you listen to, you know, what you gonna do when it hit the fan, that's integrity. That's character. That's me talking about, you know, I'm telling my life story and saying that I abide by certain codes and not get my friends in trouble and, you know, being honest to who I am and trying to survive these streets. I don't think my album or my raps, I would say I know, were never Quentin Tarantino, gore, you know, violent rap. I was talking about my life. I was giving you a dissertation as to what I was going through. And if you listen carefully enough, I was always saying, this is not what I want to do. I would like to escape this. But when you talk about the performance, people like Ryan Coogler and other people, regular people, grew up to my music. And so it's a celebration of that. You know, maybe when I'm performing, there might be a few words that, you know, I'll let the audience say and I wouldn't say. But it's a celebration of the music, of the evolution. And art is not to be condemned, right? But it's definitely not as much as what you're saying. If you listen to those lyrics, it's really telling the story of, 18-year-old, 19-year-old that's trying to navigate the muddy waters of, you know, what the system created. That's how I remember. And if you go lyric for lyric, you'll find a lot of, you know, please help me. This is not what I really want to do, but this is what I'm doing. I got to defend myself. You know, I got to protect myself. That was the energy that I was given.
See, and I'm not judging. Don't think I'm judging you because I grew up to this music. I play this music. I DJ this music. But it's always interesting when I have somebody like yourself or even, you know, Mace, because Mace was probably one of the first one that we seen do it, where Mace is, you know, talking, you know, bullets hit off the car, bling, bling, ding, ding, whatever. And then when he comes out as a pastor and then he comes back as a rapper, it's like, well, can he do those lyrics, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a judge. It's that when people see people change, they're for it. They agree with it. All right, I agree with the change because some people don't have the balls to do it. Some people don't have haven't evolved to do it. But then when they do it, it's like, that's a good thing. I understand why he did it, where he's going with it. But then when it goes back to the rap, and it's like, well, how do you go back and forth? And I'm like, when I hear rappers like, you know, yeah, hope you die slow death as I coke test, see Dolores protest. Can't with you weak rap niggas with your gay ass raps, running around talking this and that. I'm like, how does Shyne do that? You know what I mean? But then on the other side, be like, please to my friends that believes, you know, I'm trying to get the kids. Like, And I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
Yeah, but I think creativity. We were talking about that in the green room. Creativity is not as simple as you just read it. That's a poem. That's a work of art that people love, and this is a celebration of that. And even in my evolved state, I still help artists in Belize, and I still support artists, whether it's Offset or Quavo or Pusha T or all these young kids that I see, and I run into them and we talk and I inspire them. I'm not here to tell them, well, you shouldn't rap like this or you should rap like that. So, my creative expressions should be studied in Harvard, should be in a museum. They're enshrined in history. So it's not something that I'm ashamed of. That was a young Shyne. That's how he felt. That's what he was going through. And he expressed himself. And so celebrating that expression, this is not for, a 12-year-old kid or a 13-year-old kid to come to my concert. These are adults that are going to be in the room celebrating that body of work. Now, if you're asking me about my new album, that's not what I'm going to be saying.
I would hope not. You're not slinging in the streets no more.
But I think it would be very unfair to deprive people that love that body of work,
correct,
25
from
years.
that celebration. And as I said, there's a way for me to do it, right? I don't necessarily need to, there's crowd participation, right? So I could, who wanna.
But all right,
so
bad boy, right?
You know what I mean?
But you be doing that overnight. What type of brother was sling and do bad things in the streets? Bad boy, like
I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Thank you, Loren. Thank you, Loren.
No, Envy has a point though. But I think you probably got a lot of this even before this tour when you, just as a politician now, with people knowing the background of your music.
Because he really ain't performed since we've seen him, right? I think he did.
So the great thing is to wait and see what is Shyne gonna do.
What's the set list?
Is he gonna set? It's the album. We
and
celebrate the
come
album.
there in a suit.
You gotta wait and see.
Right.
That's another thing, Shyne. You can't come in a suit and tie.
Why can't I? Well, hold on. My good brother. Hold on. Who did it? Who was the first one to do it? With the fitted low, going in the court. With the Gucci suit, with the tie. Come on.
You right.
Come on, Envy.
You right.
Come on, Envy.
You right. What changed your mind? I think last time you were up here, you were like, you weren't thinking about performing, and you said the only time that you think you would perform is if it was like a Grammys or a BET and they were showing you love and that you weren't interested in performing. What changed your mind?
25 years that's a milestone. People don't really get to celebrate a 25th anniversary and still be relevant 25 years later. And also, I'm no longer in the House of Representatives, so my focus shifted somewhat. I'm still focused on becoming the next Prime Minister of Belize at some point. I had a 2030 agenda, and so I'm way ahead of schedule on that. I still focus on helping the people in Mesopotamia, which is a constituency I used to represent. But when I lost my seat, I had a few things that I'd been delaying due to being in the legislature. So now I'm involved in real estate development for tourism in Belize. I get to finish my memoir, God bless you.
Thank you.
I have film projects to do. Like I have a lot to do that I couldn't do because I was in the legislature, and I'm one of those people that's singular obsessed with whatever it is I am doing. And I just didn't feel comfortable focusing much on the creative as I did when I was in the legislature. Now I'm not. So I have a couple years before the next election to do this. And this is not random. It's my 25th anniversary. I'm not going to be able to celebrate my 25th anniversary ever again. So it's a great way to celebrate 25 years of Shyne, the first album, and to create new music.
I think it's dope because I'm from New York, so I remember the impact that record had on New York. But I also feel a little bad for you as well, right? And the reason I say that is when that album came out, I don't think you ever got a chance to enjoy it. Because at that same time you were on court and you never got a chance to go to tour because you got locked up. So you never got a chance to enjoy the fruits of your labor during that time.
October, November, December. Pick jury January. Ready for trial February. Convicted March 16th. So I think not just me, but the people that love the music never got the chance to celebrate it. So this is really a celebration, you know, and we're going to bring some special guests to help me celebrate from the hip-hop world, from the dancehall world.
Yeah.
It's going to be an incredible.
So what do you say to people, I just one last question on it. Mm-hmm. What do you say to people that say, Shyne, is this about the money?
Money? Nah, come on. Nah. That's irrelevant. That's not you don't take these steps in life just to get a check. I've been good. I spent millions of dollars in Belize in politics, and that's how I became the leader of the opposition. Inconsequential, you know. You just gotta do things which is in line with what I had said to you. It would have to be something special. And so this is special. The 25th anniversary is special. The albums that I'm going to come out with are attached. I think if you go back to that interview, I mentioned it, that I would do albums that were attached to the film projects. So I never put out the album for the Honorable Shyne documentary. So that's going to be a specially curated album. Then I have the TV series, the bio TV series about my life. Mm-hmm. That's another album. Then we have the motion picture. That's the final album. And then I would, by that time, be ready for the elections. So, you know, what should I do? Should I just sit around for 3 years and not do anything? Like what you mentioned is the furthest thing from my mind. Mm-hmm. It's just, how do I spend my time? And what have I been neglecting? What have I not been doing that I could do? You know, when you think about all that I've been through politically, been through a lot. I'm writing a book on that. You know, there was a coup in my party. You know, they tried to overthrow me. They broke all types of laws. I had to take them to court. Like, that was a movie within itself. Mm-hmm. And so I lost my seat because I took all that I had and gave it to my colleagues because I was a leader. So I took what I thought was enough for myself, but I made sure, because in Belize parliamentary system of governance, you can't become prime minister unless you have a majority of the seats in the House of Representatives. And as the leader, you're responsible for getting everyone to 16. So we need 16 seats. So I made a promise. I'm their leader. We're in the battlefield. It's bad. We all about to go down, but I'm not gonna, you know, turn around and be like, all right, well, let's get in the tank and, you know, they gonna figure it out. I made sure everybody had tanks and I made sure everyone was good. So that was a lot. So now, as I catch my breath and I think about, you know, what to do next, I'm grateful for my own sanity. And for my, you know, my emotional stability, spirituality, that I have something to do, which is incredible to be able to celebrate my 25th anniversary, to make new projects, to be in, you know, to be able to go to California and go to Dr. Dre's house and you know, to go in the studio and for him to play beats for me. That's a blessing. That's a miracle. Like, a lot of people can't go to California and get in front of Dre. So yeah, so like, that's where I'm at with my art and what I'm doing now in life. And as I said, the projects, the real estate projects, you know, being able to work with somebody like Don Pooh, you know, Robert Cummins, you know, Brooklyn Chop House, to open a Brooklyn Chop House in Belize with a resort. You know, like,
that's so dope.
So I have a lot of blessings, very fortunate, and I never shied away from who I was as an entertainer. I reject the idea that, oh, well, if you're an entertainer, just be an entertainer. Just be an athlete. You know, you shouldn't be involved in politics. I'm not gonna get involved in American politics. That's y'all's. That's y'all's problem, or whatever it is. But I just believe that hip hop is so diverse, and we could do anything. You know, we were fashion designers, movie producers, restaurateurs, hoteliers. Like that's always been hip hop. So,
Speaking of our problem, do you have citizenship in the U.S. or is that you ain't even worried about it no more?
I'm a 01 worker, so extraordinary ability worker. So I have a visa as a 01 extraordinary ability worker, so I could live and work in the United States.
What would you say to people? And I've seen you talk about, your relationship or lack thereof with Diddy. But what would you say to people who feel like you're finally getting, kind of like, the support that a lot of people didn't give you back when the trial was happening, because Diddy was like the mega superstar, but now people see him in a different light. So people are more kind of open to hearing anything that doesn't make him like this big mega perfect person.
Well, Diddy's not really interrelated with anything that I'm doing right now. I think that I've been able to build my legacy, and I've always had the support of the hip hop community. There was a point where, like, the hip hop community, you remember, they kind of hated Diddy when I went away, and they didn't want anything to do with him. But being the charlatan, the very convincing person that he is, he knows how to get everybody, back in line. But I've always had support. Throughout my incarceration, Jay-Z was coming to Rikers Island on the Maybach. When Irv Gotti, God bless his soul, was at the height of his power and Murder Inc., they all came up there to try to sign me. Nas, Dr. Dre. I was just talking to my guy Imani Haley, who was managing Keisha Cole and Future and a bunch of superstars. But
Manny.
Imani Haley is saying, yeah. So he when he first discovered Keisha, it was between him and Dr. Dre, because Dr. Dre had this new kid called The Game, and they wanted a verse from Shyne. And Manny, who I came up with, Raw Flatbush, my guy, we started in the cradle, he wanted the record for his artist. But everybody wanted a Shyne record, but it only could be one. And I gave it to Manny because of our brotherhood. So I wouldn't say that, people always embrace Shyne. Then when I came out, remember I did a deal while I was away. Yeah. Went #1 again. Despite, remember, and I did I don't know if XXL, people remember XXL, the Death Before Dishonor cover, and the most hip hop, most wanted cover. And I was always telling people who Diddy was. The irony, I guess, is just that, well, now, everything has collapsed, and and the curtain has been removed, and now it's like it's irrefutable for most people, everything that I said back then. But then for me, it's like I'm gone. It's like Pharrell and the Clips, respect to them on that great album, where that record where he says I'm so far gone, like I'm, as soon as they want it, I don't want it no more, I'm somewhere else. So it's like, for me, I'm not there.
That was rumored that they asked you to be part of the Diddy doc.
I saw Alex that directed the film. That's her name.
The Reckoning Diddy.
Yeah. I know it was Alex.
Because I had heard that too. Remember, I hit you and I'm like, hey, what happened?
I told you I'm coming out with a new album and you ain't saying that. Listen, I'll be like, listen, no. She want the scoop, right? So I'm like, listen, I'm coming out with a new album, new tour, all that. I'm thinking she gonna go back. Well, listen, Shyne said he working on a new album, but he gonna, pop up when it's.
Anything though.
You ain't. No, I wanted you to say it. That's why I hit you with that.
No, I didn't know. I thought you were saying that when the time is right. I didn't know you wanted me to say it.
I thought,
You got to be specific with me. Yeah. You got.
So did they reach out?
But she said she did. But I tell you honestly, I'm so focused on me and Belize and all the great things that are before me. I didn't see the documentary.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
You watch
but I heard that it's great, it's powerful, it's award winning worthy. I heard I was in the documentary, even though I didn't speak, but obviously they told the truth about what I've been saying. So nothing that I'm saying is different than what I've said before. But I didn't watch it because I just, that's my trauma. Mm-hmm. So without getting into what he did to Cassie and what he did to all the other people that have accused him, and I see that like there's some people that are saying, oh well, Cassie wanted it, or yeah, that's what she signed up for. We all can't be wrong, right? So it's like, I know what he did to me as far as sending me to prison. He was one of the most powerful people in the world, and he used his money and his power to make sure that witnesses lied. People went in there, not to say, listen, Shyne was defending Diddy, because I owned up to having the weapon. There was no dispute to that, but it was a matter of self-defense. And he had the power to make sure that if people went in there, they told the truth. And Shyne was defending all of us. He didn't do that. He said, listen, somebody got to go down. And he wasn't a gentleman. He didn't say, listen, let's cop out, or this is how we gonna do it. I'm gonna make sure family good for life, you good for life, but we need you to take this hit. No, he was like, you gonna take the hit, because the DA was offering me 13 years, so I couldn't even get a reasonable plea. And then I think the judge offered me like 7 years. But I say all that to say, what he did to me, I would never do to another human being. Worst thing in the world, to send somebody to prison. So I could imagine all these other things that people are saying, but his celebrity is so loud, was so loud, and you could still see it creeping in sometimes, because you see people come out and start attacking the victims. It was the same thing that kind of happened to me, where after a certain point, people were like, shut up, we don't want to hear about that. Let's party, let's drink Ciroc. So I don't even want to talk about that. But I respect my responsibility to you, to the audience, to when you text me, I told you when I come up here, you can ask me whatever.
And that's why I didn't mention anything, because I felt like it was unfair to bring you into that conversation, because we're reporting on Diddy in this documentary, and it's like, oh, well, Shyne and new music. So when you said you were willing to come and talk, I was like, all right, I'll make sure it happens so that you can have your own conversation about that.
You're good. I like how you got
She just slid out of that one.
She's great. She slid.
If you're going to DM me, talk about my concert, damn it. Talk about my album, damn it.
We're here talking about
it. Well, listen, not that you going back on tour for the money.
Hey, yo, right.
Because I didn't even agree.
What?
I got to ask, because these are the things people think. So you
no,
clear it up.
Why would somebody think that? It's not like I'm out here stunting.
No, it's not.
I'm like,
I take
I take the train like I'm a regular guy. Like, it's not like I'm.
I think it's because it's been a long time.
It's not like I'm fronting like I'm out here fronting like I got 100 million and you heard something.
The first thing that people say is, well, why did they come back? Especially when
I never got a chance.
But last time you said, you was like, I don't want to perform.
Because I was in the legislature. I was in the legislature.
You came up here, you was Obama at first. You came up here.
No, but I'm still Obama. Hold on. I got the polo crest on, but I still got, you know what I mean?
Obama on the train. All right, I like that.
Well, it's Shyne Pope. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Trying to be donkey today no more.
They should be embarrassed by what they already did. I'm not making these people do these things.
Called donkey of the day, and it really caught me off guard.
Damn, Charlamagne, who got the donkey of the day today?
Well, Jess Hilarious, donkey of the day goes to a real estate agent named Stephanie Lovins. Now, I'm going to let you know right now, the mayonnaise is heavy on this story. Okay, Stephanie used to work for Century 21. We all know what Century 21 is, correct?
Yes.
Big real estate company. Stephanie was a real estate agent there. But she isn't anymore. She got fired. Okay, she got fired because Stephanie was dining at a Mexican restaurant in Columbus, Ohio. Salute to everybody who listens to us on 106.7 The Beat in Columbus, Ohio. Drop on the clues bombs for 106.7 The Beat in Columbus, Ohio. Thank you for listening to the world's most dangerous morning show. Now, before I tell you about Stephanie, I just need to remind you that since the start of President Trump's second term, thousands of undocumented migrants have been getting arrested and deported. We know this, okay? Tom Homan and Ice Baby not playing. And there are a lot of undocumented migrants in this country who are scared to death, okay? ICE has asked me to go on a couple of ride-alongs. There is a part of me that wants to see for myself what is happening, how it's happening, so I can properly report on it. But let's just stick to the story. I just needed to remind you of what's going on in this country to give the proper context to this story, okay? Stephanie Lovins was dining at a restaurant called Cazula's Mexican Cantina, and she had a waiter named Ricardo. Now, Ricardo is a U.S. citizen, but who cares about that minor detail at a time like this, okay? Stephanie got upset with Ricardo, and she did this. Let's go to ABC6 News for the report, please.
Customers head into Cazuela's Mexican Cantina on East Broad Street just days after this photo was snapped of a receipt a customer left behind Sunday that includes no tip and a hateful message reading, "You suck. I hope Trump deports you."
I think it's despicable. That's not who America is. We're all immigrants.
Just hours after the photo of the $87 bill was posted to social media, it went viral. The restaurant chain not allowing ABC6 to talk with employees, but in a statement telling us in part, "We are deeply disappointed by the offensive message left on a recent receipt which goes against our values and the welcoming environment we strive to create. There is no place for hate in our restaurant."
Can't talk to our employees. Everybody ain't got their papers. But in the signature section of her receipt, Stephanie wrote, "I hope Trump deports you." This isn't fair to migrants, okay, because a lot of Mexicans especially have just become the poster children for undocumented migrants, and that's not fair because most Mexican immigrants in the U.S. are documented. But a significant number are not. But that does not give people like Stephanie the right to profile them. Now, I know what a lot of y'all are thinking, because I was thinking it too. How bad was Ricardo's service that Stephanie wanted him deported? Like, this just wasn't a random attack, was it? You just don't go from zero to deport him. Did he not bring the guacamole and chips to the table fast enough? Did she ask for no salt around the rim of her margarita and Ricardo bought one with salt anyway? She wrote, "I hope Trump deports you," followed by 0. You suck. 0 is the amount of the tip that she wanted to leave. But how bad was the service that she did all of this? Did Ricardo not speak proper English, so there was miscommunication? I'm just trying to figure out, or I was just trying to figure out how terrible a Mexican service must be if you want them deported. I'm going to be honest. Every encounter I've ever had with a Mexican in the service industry has been pleasant. Okay, dropping the clues bombs for all the Mexicans in the service industry. They are super friendly, respectful, very hospitable, warm, which is why they thrive in the service industry in this country. So how bad was Ricardo's service that Stephanie not only said, "I hope Trump deports you," but you suck and got 0 tip? Well, if that's what you were thinking, that's wrong. That's not what happened. Stephanie decided to have a side of racism with her chimichanga because the restaurant had a 1 coupon per table policy. 1 coupon per table. Let the record show that 1 coupon per table usually means 1 coupon per purchase. So you can get 1 item. You can't use the coupon for the whole table. I know that's where the discrepancy lied. But the reason Stephanie is getting donkey of the day is because she at first denied any involvement. In fact, she went on social media and claimed that her credit card had been lost or stolen and that someone else used it. But this proved to be a lie because the restaurant has cameras. And the restaurant reviewed the footage and confirmed that Stephanie had been sitting her ass right there in that restaurant the whole time. By the way, I like a good liar. Okay, I like a person who makes up extravagant lies and follows through with the lies. Stephanie went on Facebook and said, "My credit card was lost or stolen and somebody attempted to use it. Thanks for the notifications. This has been reported through my bank." Then she went on LinkedIn and said, "Thank you for all the recent notifications of scammers and profile hackers. I recently discovered a lost or missing credit card and an attempted purchase. I appreciate your patience while I manage the situation." Then she deleted all her social media accounts altogether. Smart. Because she doesn't got the heart to stand on what she said. I like a good liar, but I like a person who stands on what they said even more. If you wanted Ricardo to get deported, then stand on that. But I guess that racism wasn't worth losing your job, was it? Please let Chelsea Handler give Stephanie Lovins the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. That is way too much Dan mayonnaise.
You a real estate agent, work for Century 21. You lost your job because you couldn't use a coupon. You want a man deported because you clearly not selling any houses and wanted to use your coupon?
But I'm with you. How bad was the service when you got a pen and wrote that down?
Well, no, the service wasn't bad. That's what I thought at first. Right. When I first read the story, she was actually upset because she couldn't use the coupon. Damn. That's what she was upset about Ricardo about. Yes. Huh? And we know you love
Yeah. So what's next, Charlamagne? Stop playing.
I just said we know you love the service of Mexican.
I do. I love the service. Yes, I do. And
that's all.
All right. So
The Breakfast Club, good morning.
Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the Guy, Jess Hilarious, Envy and Loren are out, but we got a special guest in the building right now. He's got a new album out, Quiet Storm Lover. Tome, is it Tome Un?
Yeah, Tome Un. Yeah,
Tome
Volume
Un.
1. That's Volume 1 for French.
Oh, okay. We learn something new every day. Raheem DeVaugh is here.
Yes, what's going on? Good morning.
He's still sick.
Shut up.
That's so
Shut up.
That is so
Anyway,
crazy.
hi, Raheem. How
What's
you
up, birthday girl?
Thank
you. I know you still celebrating.
Yes.
Getting it in.
How do you feel, my brother?
I feel good, man. I feel vibrant. I feel like I reinvented myself once again. And I'm thankful just to have my name in the conversation after all these years. 20 years of the love experience and being in the music business. We celebrated that last year, 2025. So I'm actually currently in approaching year 21 of my first album. You know what I mean? And it's great, man. It's great. It's a great, and I mean, and what better place to be in the morning than Breakfast Club?
Thank you, brother. I feel like your name is always in the conversation. Like we had Jill Scott up here, and Jill Scott was talking about how like there's certain artists that it ain't about #1 records. It ain't about going triple platinum or anything like that. But their name is just always relevant and in the mix, and I feel like you're one of them, especially when it comes to R&B.
I appreciate that. That I think that's pulse, that's culture. That's what I've always strived and aspired to inspire to be. At this point in my career, and yeah, it's not. We make it look easy as an independent artist. I've been independent for 15 years. You know what I mean? So I've been my own trial and error and guinea pig for a lot of different things. Even this release, this is an early release. There's two releases that have happened. Shout out to Even.biz and Mad Rodriguez for creating a platform that allows us to go direct to consumer, cut out the middleman and third party. It's the second time J. Cole has used the platform, and most recently and being back outside, I actually discovered the platform through LaRussell, who's a case study artist.
Shout out to LaRussell, yeah.
And then we got technology like this, NFCs, digital real estate where we allow the fans to get exclusive content, memorabilia, and yeah, man. So it's about being on the cutting edge of it, and I got in early too. If investment talk, you know what I mean. So it's about not just about utilizing the tool. It's find a way to have ownership in the tool. You know what I mean? So partnership in the tool.
Screaming is like you've been around long enough to see both sides of the game. Screaming is just a waste of time for artists.
Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. When you see Jimmy Iovine going publicly saying that streaming is on its last leg, I mean, for me, it's just like as somebody who came out in 2002 with the first record deal with Jive, and then the album dropped in 2005. As a curator and the first R&B soul singer to make mixtapes. You know what I mean? And being on the cutting edge of innovation, like it's safe to say CDs are back. Yeah. Right? Physical merch is back. Yeah. Which by the way, you get the album on Even, you get access to CDs, tape cassettes, vinyl that I got coming. For my top tier supporters on Even, you get a second album that's not even out. You know what I mean?
That's fire.
You know what I mean? So no shade to any of the DSPs. I still rock with Apple, I still rock with Tidal. You know what I mean? The digital release for the album, where it goes global, will be on March 6th, But right now, we're focused on the super fans and giving the super fans an experience that only they can get. And, I'm excluding Spotify. Like, that's the only place I'm not putting my music right now. I don't, they run Ice ads,
I didn't know that.
For sure. Like,
Spotify's running Ice ads?
Yeah, they were running, you catch that? Oh, they were definitely running, but yeah.
And then they put it on your music. They'll put it on anything without telling the artist.
And then there's a thing where just a lot of, if you go down the rabbit hole in terms of moral compass, it's just things I don't agree with, you know what I mean? And then you add the fact that, we get a fraction of a penny as an artist anyway. They've been robbing us blind. Like, it's a $1 billion company, and we get a fraction of a penny. So when you utilize a platform like Even, where my first release on Even was 2013, Valentine's Day, February 13th. that project went on to do somewhere between like 30 and 40K, and only 500 people bought that album before I made it public to the world. You know what I mean? So you do the math, 500 people, 30 or 40K. You know what you have to stream to make 30 or 40K?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying, these days.
That's crazy.
So yes, I applaud the fact that that CDs are back and vinyl never left, and even for the cassette tape lovers out there, I'm trying to figure out how we can get it on 8-track, Charlamagne.
Damn, that's
I don't. It's interesting, right? Because I feel so sorry for artists. I would be the person that would go to your page and buy your album and download it to my phone. You know what I mean? I would do that, right?
Yeah.
Because when you say a fraction of a, you know how much a fraction of a penny
Penny
is?
Yeah. And they don't even make pennies no more. Did you know that, right?
I mean, hey, that's modern day slavery.
But did you know?
No, I knew.
Okay.
I got me some
crazy.
stash.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I got a 50 roll.
So the name of the album, Quiet Storm Lover, Tonum.
Yeah.
What's the significance?
Well,
French?
French. I mean, transparently, I don't speak a lick of French.
Right.
As close as it gets is to the title of this album, right? But French has always been associated with the love language. You know what I mean? And I probably Pepe Le Pew probably knows more French than I do.
Why Tum Un? Let me just say Volume 1.
Yeah,
why
Volume
1? Like,
yeah.
why did this feel like the first chapter of something bigger instead of like a standalone album?
Well, I won't give all the game away today, but I will say, having the #1 nighttime show in the music in the DMV right now. I've been doing the original Quiet Storm. I'm now doing radio full time Monday through Friday, and it's been so surreal because I grew up listening to HUR. I grew up listening to the Quiet Storm. Melvin Lindsay. It's where it started in DC. Kathy Hughes was the one who came up with the idea, gave it to Melvin, and so now to be in that hot seat, I'm living out I want to say like anything I wanted to do as a child. I'm in that space right now. Like, I wanted to do radio. I always wanted to have a go-go band. I got a go-go band in DC called the Crank Crusaders. Shout out to the Crank Crusaders. I'm doing that, and and I'm doing radio. So this album, I think, was unique about Quiet Storm Lover Volume 1 in particular is that it's a fusion of my first love and my newfound love, which is radio and media. And when you throw that on, it sound like it's like it's a vibe. You don't have to just let it play.
I like when R&B lovers,
the lay and play zone.
I love when R&B lovers do R&B radio shows. Like Keep Sweat Hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yours, Andre Harrell, God bless the dead. He used to do champagne and bubbles.
Yeah. It's a vibe, But it all started with the Quiet Storm, that format, you know what I mean? So to be, they say you want to make God laugh, make your own plans. To be now doing the original Quiet Storm in DC has just been like, I feel like I'm getting my good karma back for all the love I poured into the city,
Now, with this album, were you writing about what happened in your love life, or this is accredited to your love life, or just subjectively?
More importantly, Jess, you have to test the music out. So you got to make sure, I'm big on customer service. So when you put it together, you got to make sure that it works properly.
You be having sex while music.
Yeah, you got to have this is be blunt, But so what's also unique about this album is all slow jams. So, I'm going on record and saying this is the slow jam album of the year.
Real R&B.
Let's be clear. This is a slow jam album of the year. So if you're looking for, I can be Raheem DeVaugh, can be many things, right? But this is slow jam album of the year. I got some more treats coming, in the next 12 to 24 months. If you love conscious Raheem, mixtape Raheem DeVaugh, but this is slow jams, man. When you think about the Quiet Storm, when you think about Keith Sweatshop, you know what I mean? Like you think, it don't even require too much talking. It's really about that playlist, aka that playlist, and what comes, what's coming on before and after.
It's interesting. R&B today, like it leans so heavy into like basically singers sounding like rappers, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of, I guess, toxicity in a way. Where does healthy love fit in modern R&B culture?
I think it fits, man. I think that speaks to someone's mental health. A lot of time in the space you in. When the older you get, I remember somebody telling me, in my 30s, in my 20s, 40s would be the best time of your life. You just got to get there.
That's right.
Yeah, so, by the time you get 40, a half a century, you know which battles in life to pick. You know what I mean? You understand the concept of time and that we're all running out of time, from the time we get here. You understand, the gift of decision and free will differently. You understand the gift of one another. I feel like those are the three greatest gifts. And if you utilize those, through your artistry or as it relates to matters of the heart and intimacy, all the things, life is just a lot easier and simpler. But, it's a learning experience and that toxicity is part of growth, I guess,
I love that you had Ari Lennox on the voicemail to start the album. What other significance other than her being from DMV as well?
That was it. You know what I mean? And just that was it. I feel like I'm always waving the flag. For home, for the home team. Whether it's Ari, whether it's Wale, the Crank Crusaders, the backyard band, Red Essence. Artists like Neptune 21, who's hanging out with me, is just an incredible artist. On to come up.
She look like she got boss.
Hey,
yes,
like
she do.
She just ready.
She's ready
and
too.
fired. She got and shout out to her and her team because she's is being an artist is being many things. Is knowing when to be the artist. Is knowing is starting. Is knowing being able to do content. You know what I mean. So she's been helping me out. Been in charge of content for my rollout, and that it gives me an opportunity to do what I do best, and it's just like invest in what's next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because that's something that, me coming up under the tutelage and the mentorship of like DJ Jazzy Jeff and, Kenny Dope, Louis Vega, DJ Terry Hunter, like a lot of those guys I met, and countless artists as well through DJ Jazzy Jeff. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to pay it forward, with artists and just representing,
Yeah.
and I represent for Baltimore too. Yeah, with it, with the cop, and you already know what it do. Shout out to my Baltimore family too.
That's right,
for sure.
Right. You said something interesting. You said that toxicity is part of growth, right? And it's funny because I think about the R&B that I grew up on. The music didn't even reflect maybe the lives those guys were
living. Yeah,
which is crazy. Like the music was all about love.
Yeah.
It was about love making. Like, these guys were begging for their women back. Like, why? I don't understand why we don't have that energy now. It's almost like the lives those guys were living outside of the music back then, those people are doing now and projecting it in their music.
Charlamagne, some will blame the generation before us. Some will say that it wasn't passed down. And some may argue, we're a product of what we see. You know what I mean? So, if we want to, if we want to see more of that love vibration, we got to, breathe life into it. I'm a powerful I believe in manifestation. The power of prayer, and but it's the art of. I think it's a big difference between believing and knowing. You know what I mean? And I believe in the art of. I'm in the art of knowing. Man. I hope that. I think with this I won't even call it a resurgence. I'm glad that Jill is back out.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm back outside. I stay outside, you know what I mean? But I must admit, like, we turning up on the promo side of things and the marketing side of things, you know what I mean? For far too long, I've probably been an industry best kept secret, and continue to do the work. It's about consistency though, and being consistent. Yeah.
What's the most important lesson you learned of the album that you have? You got 20 20 lessons of love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, what's the most important lesson of love that you learned? My bad. There's a lot of L's. Love, lesson learned.
In order to be happy, happiness requires selfishness.
Expound on that.
Yeah. Happiness requires selfishness. You know what I mean? So, I think for one, being able to be just raw, blunt, and honest. You know what I mean? Dodge the gray areas. Gray areas can be can feel like a safe space,
Yeah.
but they can cause confusion. You know what I mean. But yeah, it's okay to just say it's okay to say no.
Word.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Happiness requires selfishness. Like, it's okay to say no. It's okay to want to be alone sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times we're so busy focusing on making everyone else happy, family, partners, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
Like, and there's nothing left for you. So you got to start with you. How can you say, how can you love somebody, adorn somebody if you don't like love and adoring yourself?
Yeah.
Or don't like the person that you see when you look in the mirror. Be the best version of yourself you can be for you before you engage with the world and someone else.
I literally been telling people that all day. Like, yo, your first, last, and best love is self-love.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can't recognize it in yourself, you'll never recognize it.
You'll misuse it. You'll abuse it. You'll be self-sabotaging to it.
Now you're a Taurus, right? Now I don't know if you into astrology.
May 5th, Cinco de Mayo Taurus.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's the Chris Brown birthday too.
Yeah.
Very much.
Oh, you love that? That's a holiday for Mexicans too. You love
Shut
that.
up, yo.
You love it. Favorite holiday now.
Anyway, what type of lover does that make you if you're into astrology? Because
I feel like there's two types of lovers. I mean, you have givers and takers. So me, I'm the type that wants to please my partner. You know what I'm saying? I'm an OD. You know what I mean? In some cases, if that's what's necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like you got givers, and takers.
So you said you're a giver.
Yeah. I'm definitely not the 2-minute brother.
Okay. But you not just
unless you get yours off in 30 seconds.
Not just the sex, though. I mean, just a giver. Raheem, I mean just a giver in the relationship. Period.
But for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Have you ever been a giver to a fault though? Like has
I
that ever...
I think we all have. You know what I mean? Like, I think when I learned to not, I'm kind of giving this away. It's
make her so much.
Free game. A book I'm working on right now, but like as well. But like when I learned not to treat the person I'm dating like the girlfriend and not to treat the girlfriend like a wife, because and what that means is that boundaries are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But these are things you learn through therapy, through healing, through trial and error, and yeah, so yeah, I mean, so do it to be intentional, but do it with boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries are necessary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What zodiac sign would you tell people to stay away from?
What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Yeah, see, I gotta stay away. No, I'm just messing with you.
Damn.
I think you're right.
Oh man, I used to. I wouldn't. Because you can't hold people just accountable to the to astrology and to the sign. Now you'd be jammed up.
I'm talking about people be going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, like you can't.
It's not.
Yeah, you gotta.
And Sagittarius is. And
I think at the end of the day, it's about it's energy. It's energy. And energy is a frequency, right? Yeah. And it's reading the room, like it's compatibility, it's growth. No matter what the scenario is, you have to compromise is going to be involved.
Yeah.
Because none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect, and we're all growing in real time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, good friend of mine says, evolve or repeat. You know what I mean? And to add to that, the only time you should be repeating the steps is in the process of evolution.
Yeah.
Raheem DeVaugh, man, thank you for joining us, brother.
Absolutely.
Quiet Storm
Thank
Lover
y'all
Volume
having me.
1, Artum.
Yeah,
Come
thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Appreciate you, man. Let's get into you right now. Introduce the record, brother.
Yeah, you know what it is. You know who I am. You know what I do. It's the Love King of Soul and R&B. Radio Raheem DeVaugh, a.k.a. Mr. Quiet Storm. And check it out. This is a world premiere. We're taking it all the way #1. The 20-year anniversary edition. Right here on The Breakfast Club. You dig?
It's that radio right there. Yeah. I like that.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Loren LoRosa is here as well. We got a special guest in the building. We have the president and CEO of Virtual Health, Dennis Pullin here. Welcome, brother.
Thanks for having me.
How you feeling, man?
I'm good.
Good morning.
Thank you.
What is Virtual Health, my brother?
Virtual Health is a academic health system in South Jersey. So we have about 400 locations taking care of the people of South Jersey and Philadelphia, Delaware.
Dope.
I mean, taking care of people, is this for people that don't know, is this older people or is this people that just have, break it down a little bit?
We provide health care for the community. So no matter what your needs, from birth to hospice, so and everything in between, we take care of all that needs our care.
Now break it down a little bit.
I mean, that's needed now more than ever, especially with the way that they've gutted the healthcare.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah,
you know, it is, and particularly in the communities that you guys all represent and sort of communicate with, it's even more important today.
Me, y'all, you black too.
Oh, you.
The communities, y'all.
But see, I don't have the audience that you have. When I say y'all, I'm talking about the people that tune in to listen to you every day. And so that community is very important to me. It's important to our organization.
I was glad to see. I didn't know that you were a black man in this position, but glad to see it because I know a lot of what you guys focus on is early detection.
We do. You know, the thing that a lot of people don't realize, of the top 5 largest health systems in the country, 3 of them are run by black men. And so we have a special affinity to try and do what's right, particularly in light of everything else that's going on in the country. We're committed to taking care of our community.
I was going to ask, with everything that's going on, like she kind of mentioned with the health industry, what should people do, right? So, you know, there's so many different scenarios, right? You hear from people that they go get a surgery in December, right? Now, when they go back for post-op in January, their insurance is no longer covered by that hospital, so now they have to find new doctors, or not covered at all, or they can't afford it, and they're saying that their surgery or whatever they have is not necessarily insurance doesn't cover it, so they have to go through the emergency room. So what do you tell those people and those individuals that are going through all the things that I've been talking about?
You asked a great question. You know what? I think the number one problem in healthcare today is health illiteracy. Is people understanding how to navigate the system, understanding how to take care of their bodies. I mean, you're a car guy. Most people spend more time focusing on the maintenance of their vehicles than they do their own bodies. And so people showing up at the emergency room, which could be, you know, $1,500, $2,000 visit, when it's something they may have been able to do through a virtual care or through a primary care at $40 or $60. So it's really about trying to educate people on how to better navigate a very complex system.
How do you ensure you're showing up with purpose every day and not just treating this like a business?
First of all, you got to try and better understand the people that we're taking care of and understanding what their needs are, and demonstrate that we're going to be there for them when they need us, how they need us, and where they need us. And being consistent. You know, she was asking about taking care of certain populations, and black men in particular. You know, there's a lot of distrust in healthcare, and it's warranted. You know, our history has told us that it's certain individuals don't get treated the same.
Yeah.
And so for me, you know, I try and create an environment where we have cultural competencies, where people understand the needs of certain communities, and we show up and we do what's right and not always, you know, what's best for the moment.
How can they get that information? You talk about, you know, people should understand more, but where can people get that information from? And usually it's, you know, it's bottom of the ninth and they can't look for that information. It's something's happening now and I need to get it fixed.
Yeah, because, you know, if you look at it, black women have a much higher incidence of death from cancer, particularly breast cancer, not because cancer shows up more in black women, it's because they get diagnosed at such a later stage than the disease have already progressed. So how do you prevent that from happening? You know, there's more information now than ever. But the problem is there's also a lot of misinformation. So finding a reliable source, finding somebody you can trust, you know, not on TikTok, but maybe a community physician, having a relationship with the health system like a Virtua or many others, that's what's important. Educate yourself.
I was going to ask, you know, a lot of times people feel like hospitals in the quote-unquote hood are worse than hospitals in different areas. They feel like doctors in the hood, you'll get better treatment in different areas. What do you say to those? Because some of your hospitals and your care centers are in the hood.
As they should be.
As they should be. But I will tell you, unfortunately, some of that is true.
Really?
Sometimes, you know, people show up with their own biases. And that, when I'm talking about people, some of the staff, we have to educate folks. And so at Virtua, we do unconscious bias training. because there's this misnomer oftentimes when some of us show up in emergency rooms that we're either drug seeking or our pain isn't as severe as we make it out to be. And a lot of that is because people have their bias about those individuals that are coming in. And then the other part of that, urban care, it is tough, you know, because of the socioeconomics of it. You know, when you have a community that unfortunately may not be able to afford insurance and rely on the government as its payer. People don't realize that the government is the largest payer of health care there is. We always want to talk about if we had a socialized medicine or one pay. Well, right now the government is the largest payer. And unfortunately, it's through Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare pays us 85 cents on the dollar. Medicaid pays us roughly 55 cents on the dollar. And so that's at a loss. And so it's difficult to have an ongoing, you are all business people, to have an ongoing business enterprise when your biggest payer pay you less than what your cost is.
That's one thing I would say that I dislike about certain hospitals. When you go into the hospital,
he had bad prostate screening once, so he.
Oh my God! Yeah, he was with me, so he held my hand.
He held your hand.
Yeah, so
I'm glad y'all shared that experience, and I didn't have to be there.
So,
no, on the parts of it.
One thing that bothers me, I feel like when you go to the hospital, they care more about insurance.
That's right.
Than the actual
what's going
problem.
on with the person, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they be like, yo, put her in the chair. All right, I need you to sign this and the other. And no disrespect, my mind is not on these people.
The person be dying.
My mind is on that person that's crying, that's hurt, that's sick, that's that. And that's the one thing that always bothers me. It's like, it's so quick to throw that paper in your hand, in your face than to worry about. And I know we all got a job, and I know it's a business, but if my kid is crying or my wife is this or somebody's that, like, I feel like it's not personal enough.
You know, I will agree and disagree with you, because I think in general, people that work in healthcare actually care. They're there because most of us have a higher purpose. It's not just about the money. It's not just about the title. You absolutely want to take care of folks. But there's a business side of it as well. And, you know, we have at Virtual, I have about 16,000 employees that I have to be able to make sure we have the resources to pay for their salaries to provide the care that you want to receive. And so should you experience that when you walk in, to be made to feel like a number, or made to be feel like, you know, if you don't have insurance, then you sit over here and we'll get to you when we get to you. No, that should not happen. Does it happen? It does, unfortunately. And we have to take responsibility for that, which is why you need more people that actually give a damn, you know, about all the people that come in. At Virtual, and one of the things that I sort of pride myself on is being a champion of humanity. You know, it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter your ability to pay or not. What matters is we need to provide you the care when you need it.
Thank you for joining us and stopping in today, man. We really appreciate you. Dennis Pullin, ladies and gentlemen. And like he said, you can go to virtua.org. That's virtua.org. And Charlamagne apologizes for using a lot of your doctors for colonoscopy. He goes every couple of months. He just
what's wrong with that? What's wrong with going to get checked?
You know, I'd rather him come in when he needs to, as opposed to when he has to. So I appreciate you guys having me on, giving me an opportunity to encourage people to invest in themselves and taking care of themselves. And
keep doing the good work, bro.
That's right. Keep doing the good work, bro.
Thank you, guys.
It's Dennis Pullin. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. You got a positive note?
I do. Be humble and never think that you are better than anybody else, because dust you are, into dust you will return. Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Woke up. Wake you up. Wake that ass up. Program your alarm to Power 105.1 on iHeartRadio.